everyone, this is the 5.6 Ready Set Go notes. So this is on page 29 of your packet. This is going to be really short and connect a lot to what we just did in 5.5 and also before when we did vertical and horizontal lines in, I think it was 5.4. So to review, we're going to graph the equation x equals 4. So remember, you can always make yourself a table if you don't remember. And what you need to know then is that every single x value needs to be 4. So we could do something like 4, -1, we could do 4, 0, we could do 4, 3. As long as the x value is 4, the y value can be anything that you want it to be. And so what that would end up being is this vertical line at x equals 4. So 4, -1 would be right here, 4, 0, 4, 3. And so we would use our ruler and we're going to draw a straight line vertical up and down and draw arrows. And that's it. For y equals 4, that means we can pick any x value we want. So let's say -2 and the y value must be 4. I could pick an x value of 0 and the y value must be 4. I could pick an x value of 5 and the y value must be 4. All right, so if we plot those, let's see, we'd have -2, 4 right here, 0, 4, 5, 4, and we can see that anything we pick is going to be on this horizontal line, and so we can draw a horizontal line through and draw arrows. So we're going to take these ideas about vertical and horizontal lines and we're going to apply it to the inequalities that we were graphing in 5.5. So notice these are all going to be vertical lines, which means they only have an x. All right, so if we want to graph this first one, x is less than 4, well, we notice that it's a less than symbol. And so since it's less than, we're going to have to be, let's see, less than. It's not equal to. And so this is going to have to be a dotted line. So we're going to have a vertical dotted line at x equals 4. So we're going to go over to 4, and instead of drawing a solid line, we're going to go ahead and put that dotted line through. We're still going to put arrows. And then because it's a less than symbol, we know we're going to be shading to the left of that line, right? We want to be less than. We want numbers that are smaller. And so we're going to shade this whole thing over here. And that means anything in this green shaded area is a solution to this inequality. All right, let's look at the next one. X is greater than 4. So again, this one's going to be dotted because it's not equal. So at 4, we're going to make this vertical dotted line. So there's my line with my arrows, but now this symbol is greater than. And since it's greater than, we want to be bigger than that number. So now we're going to shade to the right. The third one says x is less than or equal to, so this is going to be solid. Oops, not sold, solid. At x equals 4, so at 4 we're going to draw a solid vertical line. And this is a less than symbol, so we're going to shade to the left because we want to be smaller than it. And then finally we have x is greater than or equal to 4, so we can tell this is going to be solid again because this one is equal to. That line wasn't very straight there, sorry about that. And this is a greater than symbol, so we're going to shade to the right because we want to be bigger. So you'll notice on all of these, or on these four, we shaded either to the left or to the right of the line, just like we did on the number line. All right, so that should kind of help you there. It's just that now we've got this vertical line because it's an X on a coordinate plane instead. All right, and then finally, how do we graph inequalities with horizontal lines? So these are all going to be horizontal, which means they go across, which means these only have y. So we're going to use the same ideas that we did before to determine whether they're solid or dotted. So hopefully you can look at these first two and notice that because they're not equal to, these are going to be dotted lines. And for the last two, because they are equal to, they are going to be solid lines. So let's go ahead and do that first one. Y is less than 4, so we need a horizontal line at 4, and it's got to be dotted. So there's that with my arrows. Now this first one says y is less than. Well, we know if it's less than, we have to be smaller. So in this case, since this line is horizontal, to be smaller than it, we're going to have to be below. We're going to have to shade underneath. All right, let's put that dotted line at 4. But now it says y is greater than. So if we look at that pink line, if we want to be greater than the pink line, we're going to have to shade above. A solid line at y equals 4 is right here. And now if we look at that symbol, let's see that's a less than or equal to, so we're going to be underneath because we want to be less than. And one more, another solid line at 4. And now we need to be greater than, so we need to be above. So really, we gave you these 8 graphs here just so you could kind of compare. They're all at 4, right? X is less than 4, Y is less than 4. X is greater than 4, Y is greater than 4. Just to kind of show you when they're dotted versus solid, and then when we shade left versus shade right. So again, this was on page 29 of your packet. So what I would like you guys to do now that you've watched this video is complete these 6 problems on page 30. When that's done, please take a picture of both of these 2 pages and upload it to Google Classroom. That's your assignment. Thank you so much.